Hi there, my name is Manoj, and in today's video, we are going to discuss a few basic questions. For example, what is Fibonacci series? How is it used in user stories? What if the user story is big and we could not complete it? How is sprint related to release? Is it possible to add a new story in the mid of the sprint, or can we cancel sprint? What is slow in the burn down chart or burn up chart? Is it okay to compare the user story points completed by one team versus another team? Sprint review. What if the sprint review is happening and the PO is not there? Or maybe the stakeholders are not there, or maybe vice versa. What to do? So, we are going to answer all these questions in today's video. I hope you would enjoy it. Yeah, I can explain that to you. Don't worry. I thought you
Yeah.
are going to ask me a specific question or something.
No, what happened, sir? Because they are giving some points. So the my
अरे
current.
मेरे भाई सुनो,
Hmm.
listen to me. I am going to explain you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, I will explain you with example. Don't worry, I got it. I got it. तो मैं explain करूँ या फिर आप और
No, I want to clear my thoughts also. What happened? And sir, one more request from my side. Uh, okay.
हाँ
So
या
one more
tell
request from my side. When we were taking the agile sessions, now we are discussing about one of the projects or some live kind of things that if the customer adding the sprint or the where we are going to discuss in retrospective what we are going to do, because now there are this type of some questions now I'm getting fail, to be frank, sir. Apart from that,
अरे बाबा
everything is.
I am explaining you now. First, you let me complete now.
Yeah.
If your
Okay.
questions are not answered, then you tell me, okay, is this
Yeah.
sufficient? I will say, I think this is sufficient. Then
Yeah. Okay.
additionally, you ask me more questions. Huh? Okay. Let's say that there are multiple user stories and they would do backlog refinement, right? Let's say that they say, because we follow Fibonacci series, right? Let's say that story one is a small user story. It has 1 point. This has 1 point. This has 5 point. This has 6 point. You have to tell me what is the mistake I am doing. Okay, I have intentionally made a mistake in this. You have to tell me where is the mistake. Okay, I have covered this in my book.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me where is the mistake. First of all,
It's
I have intentionally.
so we are decided that the for each delivery we are making the same story point, we are delivering the same story point, working on the same story point at least for each sprint release.
This is the mistake. Okay, because we are supposed to follow Fibonacci series.
Yeah. So in that Fibonacci
Okay, and
series, we are taking.
this is not a Fibonacci series, so this is not possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should change it. I can make it 5. And
Uh,
in the backlog refinement, the rest everything is correct. You know, Fibonacci series goes like this. Okay, 0, oh, sorry, 0, 1, then 0. What is 0 plus 1? We
which
did this in
one?
the Agile class. Okay, maybe you were not there. Then this plus this is again 1. Then this plus this is 3. So basically, the
Yeah.
next number would be the sum of previous two numbers.
Yeah.
This is Fibonacci series. Okay. So normally
Yeah.
when we do the backlog refinement, we uh, we try to keep maximum points at 13. This is also a very big story. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we generally
We try to
keep.
break down this story into smaller one. We try to keep up to 4. Okay. This all is good size. This is additional knowledge I am giving you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
not required for PMP, but the concept that you can understand from here is if there is a bigger user story, it, this is the only thing that you would need. Okay, if there is a bigger user story, it is a good practice to break it down into a smaller user story. That's it. You would not get in PMP that, okay, this is 13 points, is this good or bad? You may get a concept in any form of question which may require the knowledge that if this is a bigger user story, it is good practice to break it down into a smaller user story. That's it. Okay. The mistake that I made here is that the
Okay.
number
So
was
for
not following Fibonacci series. Okay. Now I have changed it to Fibonacci series. Now these are the total number of user story points. I will simply take a sum. So how many number of story points that we are planning to deliver?
52.
52. Okay, for simple calculation, let me, make it something else. I would change it to 8 and I would change this one to 2. Okay, I would change this one to let's say this one to 5. Okay, these are 50 points. Okay, so what is the target for the sprint? We are planning to
Okay.
deliver 50 user story points in this sprint. Okay, let's call it sprint 1. Okay. Now, there is sprint 2 also.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's say that in sprint 2, let me just simply do plus 1. No, 2, 3, 5 is fine. Okay, let's say 8, 5, 8. Let's say one of the point is 13, 8, 8. Let's say let me make this also 8, this 5, and this is also 5. All equals to, this is 62 points. Okay, this is equals to this प्लस दिस ऐसा होता है क्यूमुलेटिव होता है ये ठीक है जब एक्सेल में बनाते हैं तो ये क्यूमुलेटिव हो जाता है यू अंडरस्टैंड क्यूमुलेटिव राइट क्यूमुलेटिव बेसिकली इट सम्स अप पिछले वाले को ऐड करके अगला नंबर आएगा इट सम्स अप ओके सो इन एक्सेल शीट आई शुड बी ड्राइंग लाइक दिस आई एम फर्स्ट टाइम मेकिंग दिस इन एक्सेल शीट जब से सिक्स सिग्मा ब्लैक बेल्ट का काम छोड़ा आई एम नॉट यूजिंग एक्सेल शीट एनीमोर यू गॉट इट राइट
Yes,
why
sir.
the numbers have changed. You understood now? I have taken a sum. The next
Fibonacci.
one is the sum of previous one.
Yeah, what you were thinking in Fibonacci series ना.
Sorry.
हमने वो फिबोनाची सीरीज के हिसाब से बना के उसको कितना आगे आगे मतलब कम पहले रिलीज कर चुके हैं तो इसकी वजह से वो नंबर बढ़ रहा है.
No, no, no. Your understanding is correct, but your wording is wrong. वो पहले से रिलीज नहीं कर चुके हैं. By the end of the sprint,
हम्म.
okay, may or may not be, we will be releasing it. Okay, I think your
Okay.
concept is not clear. Okay, release, let's say 1. Okay, we don't call
हम्म.
it 1, we call it something like, let's say 2025.01. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
we call it something like this. Let's say that there are 12 releases in this year. Okay,
Okay.
let's say
Per month
that there,
one.
huh?
Per month one we are planning like that.
Yes, yes, yes. Sprint 01, sprint 02, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There can be 24 releases there.
Okay.
Okay. So there could or could not be a release. Okay, let's say that we are doing this graph for sprint 01. Okay, so there is no release. We are just doing the development. We are merging the code. Okay, there is no release because as per the release planning, there are two sprints in one release. So
Okay, in month.
by the end of the 1 month, it could or could not be okay because if we go by calendar, in January there are 31 days. Okay,
Okay.
this all is done as per the work day, but for ease of calculation, we will say that at the end of every month there is one release. You are getting me? I have to adjust all this. I don't want to waste time.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So when you said here that there is release happening for each of the story, that is absolutely wrong.
We're we're completing
Sprint,
that.
yeah, sprint is a time boxed event. Point
Mm-hmm.
number two, point number one that you learned was what was that point? When I said okay, Fibonacci series was one learning. So we can break down the bigger
Yeah, yeah.
stories
Okay.
into smaller ones.
Small. That
Okay,
30
this
number
is point
point.
number two.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the point number two that we have learned. Now we clearly see that sprint zero one. What is this? Sprint zero one. Yeah, sprint zero one is in blue line.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and we see the slope. Okay, the slope of sprint zero one is let me fill this with blue color. Okay, the sprint this sorry, the slope of sprint zero one is lesser. Okay, the slope of sprint zero two is more. What does it mean?
We are releasing number of points in sprint two.
We are delivering more number
More
of
number.
user story points in sprint two. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
add data labels. Now, okay, good that I made this in Excel. क्योंकि अगर वो पेन पेपर से करता ना, then I would not have been able to show you the live thing. Okay, now one of the question was all of a sudden we are introducing one user story here.
Yeah. New user story or new requirement.
New user story or new requirement here. Is it possible?
No, we require to make another. We are thinking that you can release through in next sprint or something like that.
Okay. Uh, this is not possible. Why? Because we need to deliver sprint goal. इसमें नया क्या है? Right? But say
Yes.
if still it happens, there was some business criticality, then what would happen? Then the PO would cancel the sprint.
Okay.
Okay, PO has power.
Hmm.
ये भी बुक के अंदर लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है, but there was, I think, one of your question was, we are adding something here. Can you check that question? You
Uh, well,
you
the
said
question is that if one of the user story in the sprint release, what is the top line moving top or bottom kind of things? There is one top line draw over there on the user story point 17 or 18. So
Mhm.
that line should be move up if the we are increasing the scope like that.
If
I'm
we are
giving that.
if we are adding, see, if we are
Yeah.
adding, then definitely that would happen. See,
Yeah.
I can add maybe 18 plus 5, 23. I am changing this one, okay? I am changing this one from 18 to 25. Why I am adding 5? Because this comes under Fibonacci series. I can also add 1, I can add 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. These are I can add. I am adding just for now 5. See, this has gone up. Did you notice the change here?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This has gone up. So what specific question do you have?
That question, I'm here ping you and WhatsApp message. Yes, sir. PMI. So many questions now. सर वो क्वेश्चन क्या था ना कि
हम्म।
ये जो ग्राफ है ना, ग्राफ के ऊपर भी एक लाइन ड्रॉ की रहती है कि हमें कितने रिलीज करना है, मतलब कौन से इस तक रिलीज करना है, 70 यूजर यूजर स्टोरीज और समथिंग लाइक दैट। तो वो ग्राफ का लाइन ऊपर या नीचे होगा करके था वो क्वेश्चन। मुझे ना वो क्वेश्चन ढूंढना पड़ेगा। मतलब बर्न अप चार्ट में भी हमारा
You have
जो,
sent it to me, na?
yeah, बट आई
Wait,
एम
wait.
नॉट गेटिंग दैट इन द
Don't worry, don't
व्हाट्सएप
worry,
चैट।
don't worry. Okay, during planning, the team has used story points to estimate the user story. One of the story estimated at three story points and took 6 days to complete. Okay, during the sprint, this story was fully developed, tested, and reached the done state. Okay, इसके अंदर 3 points थे, 3 story points. It took 3 days, पूरी complete हो गई, ठीक है. At the sprint review, it was accepted by the product owner. And then the team successfully reflected the completion as a part of their team velocity. How many points have they added to the velocity for this story? तो जितने की स्टोरी पॉइंट था उतना ही ऐड होगा. ये
थ्री
तो
पॉइंट ही हो
सिंपल है.
गए।
हाँ हाँ. नॉट पॉसिबल कि वो चेंज हो जाए, ठीक है. ये तो 3 पॉइंट्स ही होगा. ओके, अगला है वेलोसिटी ऑफ द टीम इज 50 ओवर द स्प्रिंट्स. Okay, velocity of the team is 50 over the sprints. I think the language is not so good. I think they are trying to say average. Okay, over the multiple sprints, the velocity is 50. मतलब first sentence का मतलब this is what I think, but let me read further. Okay, देखो, जब कहीं और से हम क्वेश्चंस उठाते हैं ना और कोई और ट्रेनर जब उसको
हम्म।
आंसर करने की कोशिश करता है, so it's a all together different game. Please understand this.
यस सर।
Why? Because when I am drafting my questions, I know my mindset and accordingly, I also know the answer. I
बिल्कुल
know
सर।
the answer. Okay. So that is the thing. So sometimes, and these guys are not English professionals, right?
हम्म।
They are not English professionals. So the team had picked work for the sprint worth 51 story points. Okay. The team had picked the work for the sprint worth 51. After the sprint completion, they were not able to complete one story worth 5 points. अच्छा, 51 का उठाया, 5 पॉइंट्स का कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाए. व्हाट इज द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द. अरे भाई,
46।
51 का उठाया और 5 का नहीं कर पाए तो 46 है ना. इट्स अ सिंपल माइनस.
यस सर।
हम वी आर एबल टू कंप्लीट दिस मच. दिस इज ऑल ग्रीन. दिस इज ऑल ग्रीन. ये वाला हमने कंप्लीट नहीं करा. दिस इज रेड. तो हमने तो इतना ही करा ना. दिस इज द वेलोसिटी दैट वी हैव कंप्लीटेड. दिस वुड गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्प्रिंट.
लेकिन सर ऐसा चलता है क्या कि अगर हमने स्प्रिंट में कोई स्टोरी पॉइंट डिसाइड किया है और कब नहीं कर नहीं पाए, तो स्प्रिंट कंप्लीट माना जाता है क्या, अगर क्वेश्चन आता है तो
देखो,
ऐसा?
देखो, सॉरी, ड्राफ्ट योर क्वेश्चन केयरफुली एंड आस्क मी. प्लीज आस्क अगेन.
मेरा कि हमने एक मतलब टीम ने 51 पॉइंट्स का यूजर स्टोरी कंसिडर किया है एक
हाँ.
स्प्रिंट रिलीज के लिए।
हम्म.
लेकिन ऐसे कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आए जिसकी वजह से जो 3 पॉइंट का या 4 पॉइंट का एक आध यूजर स्टोरी है वो कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाए। अपार्ट
हम्म.
फ्रॉम दैट एवरीथिंग इज कंप्लीटेड।
हाँ.
तो
तो उस
एज
केस में
पर,
जो लाइव होता है ना, यस, जो लाइव होता है वो ऐसा होता है. जो हम करते हैं, दिस इज, यू कैन सी माई स्क्रीन, राइट. 8 story points. लेट्स से दिस इज अ बिग यूजर स्टोरी. वी कुड नॉट कंप्लीट.
या ओके।
Okay, in live world, how it happens is it's a software. I can click here. जब जैसे ही मैं क्लिक करूंगा ना, ऊपर एक बटन आ जाएगा, स्प्लिट.
कंप्लीट ओके।
The moment I will click here, my split button would be activated here, and
या
I
ओके।
will just click on split, and then it would give me two options. Okay, user story 4. It would give me like this, 4. Uh, Here would be, what is this sprint? Sprint 01. It would give two options like this. And here it would be sprint 02. Because the next part has to go to the next sprint, right? It would give us two options like this. Now I have to decide how much worth of points I have completed in my previous sprint and how much should go to the next sprint. But while breaking this down, I have to follow Fibonacci series.
ओह।
Okay, right. The team says that I think we have completed. 3 points worth of work. So three would remain here. I would tell them, okay, tell me which all task have you completed. All those tasks would remain here. Okay, task one, two, three, four would remain here. Whatever are that they have completed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And they would say, okay, I think rest of the uh, rest of the amount should go to the next sprint. I would say, okay, if that is the case, I will give 5 points to this. It happens like this. This is scenario number one. Okay,
Okay.
wherein in this product owner agreed that we can split the story. Okay, product owner agreed that we can split the story because product owner has to review the user story, right? If
Yes,
he's
sir.
saying, no, no, this is not complete, no, 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 I will review one full user story. You cannot do like that. Then in that case, second scenario would come. Second scenario is this one, wherein I cannot split. Then what would happen? The entire story would go to the next sprint. This would straight
Okay.
away, I will pick it like this and drop
And
it
move
into
to.
the next sprint. That's it. This is my sprint 01. This is my sprint 02. And it would, automatically software takes care of it. It would move on to the next sprint.
Okay.
So I would just drag and drop, it would move. Full points, all 8 points are moved. Let's say, complexity could be there. In this case, while we are breaking down the points, sometimes complexity is there. Always, it is not mathematically possible to break it down, that 5 plus 3 is equals to 8. This is
Yes.
not always possible. Okay, let's pick up your next question. So this question is clear.
That a team has achieved
They would
following velocities.
see a dash is the practice called when it is decided. This is not from graph. It is decided that not more than a particular number of items can be present in any particular state in order to identify inefficiencies in a cycle from start to finish. See, not more than a particular practice when
Pairing
it
programming.
is dash is the practice when it is decided that not more than a particular number of items can present in any particular state in order to identify inefficiencies in the cycle from start to finish. Okay, this could be, limiting the work in progress.
Limiting work in progress. It's uh,
What is the answer for this?
yes, it's correct. Limiting the work in progress. It's
हाँ
we can
इसी के
say
लिए तो मैंने
whatever that.
बोला था ना दिस इज कवर्ड इन दी
Yeah.
कवर्ड इन माय बुक
It's
आई थिंक दिस इज
we can say
कान कॉन्सेप्ट
Kanban. Yeah. Yeah.
हाँ तो ये हैगा बुक में इट इज देयर इन द बुक let me look for graph related questions. uh,
तसं
no,
नाही
no
करता
other
येणार.
graph related questions. I can tell you more. Okay, इसी ग्राफ के अंदर slope concept we have covered. Okay, this is not this is actually the burn up chart. Okay, not the burn down chart.
हाँ,
जब
it's
इसको
burn
हम
up chart.
रिवर्स बनाएंगे जब
तो
हम
burn
इसको
down होगा.
रिवर्स बनाएंगे then it is burn down. Okay, so apart from this, I don't think uh, what could be the problem. What could be
सर
the
सर उसमें उसमें ना और एक नीचे क्वेश्चन है.
okay,
क्वेश्चन क्या था
that
सर?
question.
हाँ, a team has achieved following velocities in the last 5 sprint. 30, 20, 30, 15, 10. तो ये स्प्रिंट का कैलकुलेशन भी फिबोनाची सीरीज के हिसाब से करते हैं क्या? होना चाहिए या एवरेज स्टोरेज
One
निकालते हैं
second.
हर स्प्रिंट के लिए?
ओ तो एवरेज वेलोसिटी कैसे निकालेंगे?
नहीं नहीं, मतलब मेरा कंसर्न क्या है, मैंने एवरेज ही लिया था, सबका सम किया था मैंने कि 20, 30, 50, 10. तो इसका फोर, मैंने 1, 2, 3, 4 इसका सम निकाल के एवरेज निकाल के मैंने बोला, सोचा था कि
1 second, 1 second. See. वन सेकेंड सी इट कुड बी एनीथिंग फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पर हो गया अपना स्प्रिंट वन का टोटल है 50, स्प्रिंट टू का है 62, sprint 1 is 50, sprint 2 is 62. Let's say for rest of the sprints, uh, let's say that it is lying between 48 points to, let's say, 62 points. Okay.
हाँ, तो उनका क्वेश्चन वही था कि हम ना नेक्स्ट स्प्रिंट का कितना पॉइंट्स लेंगे, हम कंसिडर करेंगे, तो ऐसा कुछ कैलकुलेशन
हाँ,
करते हैं हम लोग।
बता रहा हूँ. So basically, what we would do is we would take an average. Okay, the standard differs from company to company. Okay.
ओके।
In my company, we normally take the average of last three or last five. So
ओके,
there is
लास्ट
no
एवरेज।
standard for this. So don't worry, PMP would never say that you have to follow the standard. They will tell you if there is any specific question, they will say that you have to take the average of last three sprint or last five sprint, whatever. We would simply take an average. That's it.
ओके सर। ओके।
We will simply take an average and convert this into a whole number, no decimals. It has to be converted into a whole number. This is my average velocity for the last three sprints.
ओके।
And what all things have we learned? We have learned about slope. Okay, higher the slope. Okay, for burn up chart,
इट्स गुड।
higher is the
बस। कंप्लीटेड।
work delivered in terms of number of points. We have to be specific. We cannot say just if I say only the work delivered, higher the number work delivered, then it could be wrong.
ओके
I am
सर।
being specific because in Agile, what we say is that there is team A. Okay, there is team A. अरे यार ये स्लो काम कर रहा है. And then there is team B. Okay, टीम A ने लेट्स से कि 50 पॉइंट्स का काम करा.
हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन था,
टीम
मैंने देखा था कि
टीम बी ने
मैनेजर।
लेट्स से 250 पॉइंट्स का काम करा. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि टीम बी ने इनसे 5 टाइम ज्यादा काम करा है. नो. ओके. टीम ए वर्सेस टीम बी. ओके. Points, comparative points does not mean comparative points cannot compare the amount of work by by different teams. Okay, this is also there because पूछो ऐसा क्यों है? Ask me why.
बिकॉज ऐसा भी हो सकता है सर कि टीम बी के पास जो 50 पॉइंट्स की यूजर स्टोरी है, उसमें अनसर्टेनिटी ज्यादा हो सकती है, या फिर
No,
कुछ।
no. Because see, because the estimation process, okay, the thought process of estimation could be completely different.
क्या? ओके।
Okay, the story, let's say in this team, I am saying if I'm doing, let's say 10 hours of work, okay, इसमें और भी complexity है, okay. When I'm doing 10 hours of work, then I give 10 points. 10 hours of work equals to, 10 points. Could be a chance. Okay.
ओके।
So what is the point equivalent? 1 hour is equal to 1 point. So here the team is doing how much work? They are doing 250 hours of work. ओके. बट कुड बी ए चांस कि ये लोग एस्टिमेट ही कम करते हैं.
हाँ, ओके।
ये करते तो है 20 घंटे का काम. जब ये बीस
बताते
घंटे का
दो
काम
घंटे
करते
इज
हैं,
इक्वल टू।
है ना, तब ये उसको बोलते हैं कि 1 पॉइंट के बराबर हमने करा है. Could be a chance. So if
यस।
that is the case, then actually they are working for how much? Equals to they are working for,
टू
uh,
हंड्रेड
20,
ट्वेंटी। ट्वेंटी
uh,
ना। टू
20 into 50.
थाउजेंड।
20 into 50. They are doing 1000 hours of work. So the point here is, the way they are estimating is completely different. They needs calibration. But in
Yeah.
software world, we cannot calibrate because the type of tools that they are different using are completely different. The kind of complexity that they have is completely different. The kind of teams that they are working with, the dependency that they have is completely different. तो इसलिए हम कभी पॉइंट से या नंबर ऑफ आवर से कंपेयर नहीं करते हैं. बट इन रियल लाइफ यस, देर आर रिकमेंडेशंस डन, क्योंकि इस तरीके के इशू आते हैं, राइट? इट्स अ बिग कैलिब्रेशन इशू, राइट? इट्स अ
Yes, sir.
कैलिब्रेशन इशू. इट्स अ बिग इट्स अ बिग कैलिब्रेशन इशू. सो व्हाट दे वुड डू इज मे बी, मैं आपको जो ये सब नॉलेज दे रहा हूँ, दिस इज ऑल प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज.
Yeah, yes, sir.
ओके. ओके. मे बी प्रोग्राम मैनेजर वो बोलेगा कि भाई देखो, मेरे पास बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, आई एम टेकिंग केयर ऑफ 25 प्रोजेक्ट्स अंडर दिस, एंड आई एम गिविंग यू अ रिकमेंडेशन दैट वन पॉइंट इज इक्वल्स टू लेट्स से 6 आवर्स. तो सारी टीम्स को वही यूज करना पड़ेगा.
ओके, तो कैलिब्रेशन हो
तो
जाएगा
ये
कि
एक
कौन से
स्टैंडर्ड हो
कितने
जाएगा. देन दिस इज
कितने आवर्स।
अप्रॉक्स, दिस इज ऑल्सो नॉट in agile world, this is also not taken as exact calibration. This is taken as approximate calibration. ऐसी सिचुएशन में बोलते हैं कि हमने झक मार करके एक स्टैंडर्ड अपना लिया. यू नो या because it is never, if you would go by agile books, this is what is the actual world. This is the actual world and this is not recommended. But
ओके,
what would the program manager do? Program manager has to do something now, because there is a huge difference, no? So program
ओके,
manager do something like this. Program manager also is like very well knowledgeable person, obviously much more knowledgeable than guys like us, right? More experienced, more knowledgeable. But if I would be in the place of the program manager, I can also do like this because I need
yes.
some calibration. Okay, coming back to your doubts, questions, what is the next point? Tell me. So this is the burn up chart. Okay. इसी
लेकिन
का
सर
उल्टा
हम
हो जाएगा तो बर्न डाउन हो
ब,
जाएगा.
लेकिन सर हम इस बर्नअप चार्ट को किसी के साथ तो कंपेयर करते होंगे ना इनिशियली कि मेरे 0 स्टोरी, मुझे टोटल 70 स्टोरी रिलीज करना है, तो 0 to 70 में डायगोनल लाइन खींच के उसके साथ प्लान और एक्चुअल के साथ कंपेयर करूंगा क्या?
नो नो नो, विद इन द स्प्रिंट ये ऐसे करके नहीं होता. दैट इज व्हाई ना, दिस इज द टाइम बॉक्स्ड वन दैट वी आर डूइंग, एंड वी आर टारगेटिंग फॉर द स्प्रिंट.
हाँ, लेकिन सर मुझे
इसके
अभी
इसके अंदर विद इन दिस ऐसा नहीं होता.
नहीं नहीं, मेरा
हाँ.
कंसर्न क्या
या
है?
while looking at this chart, if my chart is not moving at all, that's
ओके,
where I would take care of that in my daily stand up. I would ask my team what is the problem that they are doing. That is, it's more about collaboration. That's why we do daily stand-ups.
ओके सर। और सर हम जब करते हैं इन द से मतलब प्रोजेक्ट स्टोरी पॉइंट कंप्लीट करते हैं, तो हम हमारे प्रोग्राम मैनेजर मतलब जो फैसिलिटेटर है या प्रोग्राम मैनेजर है, स्प्रिंट लीडर है, उसके साथ रिव्यू करते हैं बिफोर रिलीज
No,
कस्टमर।
no, 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 no. Here you are
ओके,
getting into the practical part. See, what would happen is, uh, ये तो लंबा हो जाएगा यार. Let me call it team one,
ओके,
team two. Okay, that let's say that there are 10 teams. Okay,
ओके,
that there are 10 teams, and for each of the team there is Scrum Master, SM1. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 Scrum Masters. Okay.
हम्म,
For if there are 10 Scrum Masters, there would be 10 POs also.
यस, प्रोजेक्ट ओनर।
Okay. And for each of the team, this is one team. Okay, let me just draw the entire team. Okay. There would be, some dev guy, uh,
डेवलपमेंट टीम।
development team one, dev guy one. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. There would be no QE also,
Quality engineer.
quality engineer, right? One, two, three. Let's say that this is the situation, okay? अब इनके साथ आप काम करोगे, इनके साथ आपके डेली स्टैंड अप होंगे, इनके साथ
Mm-hmm.
आपका सब कुछ होगा. एंड फॉर ईच ऑफ दीज टीम, ओके, देयर इज वन हु प्रोग्राम मैनेजर. ओके, जो असली जिंदगी में होता है, यू नो, इट कुड बी, इट कुड बी वन थिंग. इफ देर इज प्रोग्राम मैनेजर, ओके, if there is no program manager, then each of the team can have one sponsor.
Okay.
Okay, if this is if this is a small, these are all small teams, they can have one sponsor.
Okay.
इस वाले केस में ऐसा होगा, तो स्पॉन्सर भी ढेर सारे हो जाएंगे. दिस इज द स्मॉलर स्मॉलर केस. ओके,
Okay.
but if it is not a smaller case, if it is a very big product, let's say something like we are trying to develop Amazon application. In that case, there would be, let's say, multiple teams. There would be one program manager, and then there would be one sponsor. Okay, merge and center, there would be one sponsor. Okay, normally what would happen is for each of these capabilities, okay, there would be some stakeholders. Let me remove this one. There would be some stakeholders. तो आपका क्वेश्चन क्या था, सॉरी?
मेरा क्वेश्चन क्या था आपसे सर? अभी जैसे हमें स्प्रिंट मिला है, या हमें एक टास्क मिले हैं, हम यूजर स्टोरी क्रिएट करें, हमने स्प्रिंट वन में यूजर स्टोरी कंसिडर किया है, हमने उसको डिलीवर करना है। तो बिफोर स्प्रिंट रिलीज और स्प्रिंट डिलीवर, हम ये जो सारी चीजें किसी के साथ, जैसे कि हम मैकेनिकल में क्या करते हैं कि उसको एक बार क्वालिटी चेक कर लेते हैं।
सिर्फ सिर्फ
और
सिर्फ क्वेश्चन पूछो, सॉरी.
ओके,
प्लीज
तो हम
डोंट
किसके
गिव
साथ
इट.
रिव्यू
आप,
करेंगे ये?
हाँ,
हम
वो मैं
किसके साथ
बता. अब जब ये रिव्यू होगा ना, स्प्रिंट रिव्यू जब होगा, उसके अंदर ये रहेगा प्रोडक्ट ओनर. Product owner is the guy who knows the product in and out.
ओके।
Okay. Apart from this, कोई stakeholder रहेगा. Let's say this is the module that they are working on. This is related to, let's say, finance. ये फाइनेंस वाला मॉड्यूल देख रहे हैं, टीम वन. देखो, अगर हम amazon एप्लीकेशन की बात करेंगे तो उसके अंदर बहुत सारे नंबर्स भी प्रोसेस होते हैं. वी डू add to the cart, we select the payment amount, and then tax is also added. And as per different companies, the tax are also loaded. The
ओके।
prices are also loaded. There are thousands of products.
ओके
Okay.
सर।
And within multiple regions also, there would be different delivery codes. Like this, there would be at least 100 or 150 different variables. There is huge amount of effort required. Okay. So this team will work on that small part, which is related to financial things. And then here would be, finance head could be, one of the important stakeholder in this case. Okay. There would be ops manager. Okay. Ops senior manager. Why? Because when this was a small company, then small portion of finance, all those things were taken care by small application previously. Okay. And now we are merging all this application into the bigger application. So who would be the stakeholder right now? Let's say the operations manager who is taking care of all those, financial activities. Could be the finance head, finance senior manager. All those guys would be the stakeholders in this case. So review jo hoga, the review that would happen, it would happen with all these guys.
ओके।
Okay. Who would be the main person who would be approving? In this case, it would be product owner, because sponsor would not have time. Okay. Here, program manager also, report kind of reports to sponsor only. Sponsor would be a very big shot guy, CEO type of, or, uh, tech, tech VP, or, product VP or something, you know. It could be
ओके
a
सर।
chance that this guy would have multiple program managers reporting to him.
Okay.
Okay. So coming back here, tell me, any specific numerical or anything related to this which is left.
No, no, no. Not related here. But whatever
Okay,
the
are we
questions
done?
I have, yes.
Okay, this is a good discussion that we did, but I would say half of the discussion was on the practical side.
Yes. बिकॉज क्या हुआ था सर,
हाँ हाँ
मुझे दो क्वेश्चन ऐसे आते हैं कि स्प्रिंट रिव्यू में कस्टमर ने कहा कि जो एक्सपेक्टेशंस था, जो रिलीज में एक्सपेक्ट करा था वो नहीं हो रहा है, तो उसके बाद एज ए स्क्रम मास्टर क्या करेंगे। और दूसरा क्वेश्चन था कि अगर कौन से भी स्प्रिंट रिव्यू में अगर स्टेक होल्डर्स अवेलेबल नहीं है तो हु इज टेक अ पोजीशन ऑफ दैट। तो मैंने लिखा था स्क्रम मास्टर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट
नो
उसको प्रोजेक्ट का इन आउट पता है, तो कोई ना स्टेक होल्डर नहीं है या फिर
sorry,
वीपी।
let me write this point. What was the thing? If who is not there, product owner is not there.
In any sprint review, if there is no stakeholder is there, we will take the position of that stakeholder as
हाँ
either product owner, uh, scrum master, और दो दो नाम लिए थे, टीम में से कोई लेगा, ये तो नहीं था टीम में से कोई ले नहीं सकता करके मैंने बोला था। तो मुझे डाउट था प्रोडक्ट ओनर और स्क्रम मास्टर, तो मैंने स्क्रम मास्टर सेलेक्ट किया था।
Scrum Master cannot do sprint review. See,
ओके।
sprint review. If
तो
stakeholders are not there, then PO has to be there. Basically, stakeholders and PO can be there. PO is mandatory. Okay, I would say PO is mandatory. Okay. But as per question, because we know that in PMP they twist the question a lot. That's why I'm saying all these things. Okay. If PO is not there, then could be as per the question situation, we may go for stakeholders. Okay, we may go for end customers, something like that. We may go for, client, something like that. That's why I'm saying PO is mandatory. If PO is not there and they are twisting the language, we need to understand. But for sure, that's the reason I have specifically written Scrum Master cannot do the sprint review. I mean, he can be there. Scrum Master can be there, but cannot do the sprint review. As in, cannot uh, do the sprint review oblique any feature or stories. Okay, basically, this is what I meant. Okay, so any other question? Do I need to check?
नो सर, विल स्टॉप हियर,
Okay,
विल टेक
so
अ रेस्ट।
so see, the thing is, see, we have already covered everything. I think this was the only thing which was required, and we have covered it now. The only thing that is remaining right now could be backlog refinement, and that would hardly take 10 minutes. Trust me, rest everything is covered.
या ओके सर, बिकॉज
It just takes time.
या ओके सर, बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंड इन अर्लियर योर अजाइल सेशंस ना, एज अ
You were
मैकेनिकल
not there. Yeah, you were
गाइड,
not there. You were
I
not there,
don't know
but you
about
have the
the,
recording.
yeah, I
And
don't know about the any what is agile and everything, or what is a product
mhm,
or something like that. It's new for me. When I'm going into questions and I'm reading, if I'm not getting anything, I'm taking that option, whatever in the question, I'm taking that term, I'm searching on the net and giving
mhm.
details. What is the exact role of
Okay.
that person?
Okay. So I remember when I first time heard about Agile, not exactly Agile, when I actually started working with software engineering teams. I think around in, although I have worked with them, but I'm talking about specific hardcore software engineers doing hardcore application development. Previously, I had worked with getting the automation done, RP automation done. I would prepare the business case and then I would interact with the project manager from the RPA side. Okay, that was not directly interacting with the software engineering team. But when I got introduced directly as a Scrum Master, as an Agile trainer, that's when I heard for the first time user story, I was not comfortable. I used to think, what story, yeah? I mean, Basically, story is description of the feature that we want to deliver. That's it in simple language. And the way Agile describes this is also very simple. So it's a simple description. So as a user, I want to develop some kind of, cell-based application so that if I have to sum or divide or, do any kind of mathematical calculation, I should be able to easily do that. So what am I trying to develop? I'm trying to develop Excel sheet. For that, I have written one user story. So that is user story. So because you mentioned now that this for the first time that you are learning and all. So
Hmm.
what is user story? That's what I'm trying to explain you. The rest everything I think is fine. That is already covered. If you don't feel comfortable with the user story and all, whatever are the terms that you are feeling uncomfortable, please write it down. And you can ask me later once again.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay. So feel comfortable, not a problem.
Yeah, okay.
So the only reason we did this session today is I wanted to cover these things for you. I know that you are in a little urgent mode.
No, not like that because I'm.
No, no, it is actually urgent for you. I know that your voucher is getting expired, so I'm also worried for you.